10 years. We opened the Kolbe Center in June of 2014 and just celebrated our 10-year anniversary this summer. The mission of the Kolbe Center is saving babies and helping moms through crisis. And maybe I think I said that in the wrong direction, because honestly I would say helping through crisis and saving babies truly is our mission. We are a pregnancy resource center. We help moms and babies during their first 2 years of life, the babies during their first 2 years of life. We do walk-in pregnancy tests. A mom can come in anytime and take a pregnancy test, and then we schedule her for an ultrasound. We help with a car seat, diapers, wipes, clothing, all of the supplies that she needs to bring baby home from the hospital. And then again, for that first 2 years of life, we'll continue to provide diapers weekly for her if she needs them. But so for the vast majority of moms that come in, they know that we're going to be pro-life. They know that what I'm going to advise them is don't go have an abortion, all of those things. When they see that baby on the ultrasound, it changes their hearts. We've had a few that it doesn't, that they go, yep, it's a baby, 8 weeks, and I'm still going to go into my pregnancy. But for I would say for the vast majority, upwards of 90% of the women that we see, maybe even higher than that, once they've seen the baby, there's no going back. They know it's a baby, and they know that they already love that person inside of them. One of my favorite ultrasound stories ever, I had a 13-year-old girl, couldn't even imagine a 13-year-old being pregnant. This was my first really young pregnancy. It hurt my heart terribly. But the 13-year-old and her mom and sister were in the ultrasound room, and the sister is very abortion determined. There is no way her 13-year-old sister should be having a baby. We're getting an abortion. This is terrible. They just wanted to know how far along they were. I said, well, we can find that out. And so the three of them are in the ultrasound room, and the 13-year-old, when the nurse practitioner puts the probe up on her stomach, we're all looking at the screen, and the 13-year-old looks at it but doesn't really comprehend what she's seeing yet. The sister and the mom both started crying because clearly she was further along than they thought she was. And I mean, it was so obviously a little person in there moving around, and a heartbeat that you could see, and all of the things. And the mom was like, how far along is she? And we did some measurements, and it turned out she was about 13 weeks. And so we tell them that we're about 13 weeks. And she says, no, she was only supposed to be like 6 weeks. She's not supposed to be that far. We're like, well, the measurements we've taken, the baby we're showing you is a 13-week baby. And she looks at me and she goes, like, that's really killing a baby. Somehow, had we been earlier, in her mind, that wasn't really killing a baby. But at this point, when she can see the baby, it's really killing a baby. And so we sat down and talked after the ultrasound was over. And at this point, the 13-year-old's kind of begun to talk, express herself. Through the ultrasound, she never said a word, as if like she wasn't even sure what she was seeing, what was happening to her. And I said, so I finally asked her, I said, so what do you want? Like, what do you want to see happen? And she goes, well, I don't want to kill it. And I said, well, that's okay. So are you thinking you want to raise the baby? And she goes, well, no. I said, well, okay, that's okay. And in the end, the family chose adoption, and it was absolutely one of the most beautiful things to have watched them as a family go from, oh, we're solving the problem, we're ending this pregnancy, we're not going to do this, to this is a life that's important, and we're going to give someone else the opportunity to love and care for this baby during its life. So interestingly enough, probably 3 to 5% of our clients are actually male. They're the ones that come in and get diapers, or they handle other things for mom. Or I've got some that are actually the custodial parent, that, mom's out of the picture for whatever reason, and they're the custodial parent. So we do provide supplies and all those kind of things. And we provide referrals for all sorts of things, for counseling, for services for their children, because, one of the things we find is a lot of our moms either instinctively know, what baby needs when they're turning 4 and they need to go to preschool or those kind of things. But I've got dads that look at me and go, what do I do now? That's when they're in crisis, because they go, nobody ever told me. Nobody told me what to do. So we're able to help them get the resources they need. Most of our moms will tell us, like, I'm pregnant and I don't know what to do. Where do I go next? What comes next? Especially first-time mamas, a lot of times they'll be fairly young and they'll show up and they'll be like, I can't tell my mom I'm pregnant. I have sat and held mama's hands and grandmama's hands while we had these conversations that are incredibly tough. But to get that game plan, you're pregnant, so now we gotta take care of ourselves. We gotta get to a doctor. We have to do all these things. We have to get our pregnancy Medicaid started. All of these things that have to happen, and we're here to make that as easy a process as possible. I've been in the delivery room with mamas. We have truly walked the walk of caring for these moms and babies from the very beginnings of their pregnancy all the way through having a toddler, and having that opportunity to just show love to a group of people that, quite frankly, often in our community get overlooked or marginalized. The opportunity to love and support mamas is the only way that will ever change hearts and make a difference in our communities, so that the generational poverty and the reasons that women give us for abortions, we have to make those go away. And the only way to do that is through love and respect and hope.